Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian has claimed that some nations have begun mediation efforts to end the ongoing war with Israel and the United States. Pezeshkian said, and I quote, "Some countries have begun mediation efforts. Let's be clear, we are committed to lasting peace in the region, yet we have no hesitation in defending our nation's dignity and sovereignty. Mediation should address those who underestimated the Iranian people and ignited this conflict." Qatar, Türkey, Egypt and Oman have offered to mediate at some point since the United States and Israel launched joint strikes on Iran last Saturday.
If common sense and sound judgment do not prevail, and if no room is made for diplomacy, our region faces the grave risk of being dragged into a devastating ring of fire. This must not be permitted, for the war not to escalate further, for no more blood to be shed, and God forbid for our region not to experience even greater suffering. All actors, especially the Islamic world, must take urgent action. As the Republic of Turkey, just as we have consistently done from the very first day, regarding the calm and peaceful resolution of all issues, whatever duties fall upon our shoulders, we are fulfilling and will continue to fulfill them.
However, Iran has said that it did not request with Washington, D.C. to stop the war.
I do not anticipate that there will be a significant amount of delay. We have, as of now, already commenced the meetings for this provisional committee. They have held, I believe, somewhere in the range of 3 to 4 meetings up to this point, specifically to deliberate on the crucial matter of the elections for selecting the new supreme leader. And this significant process is anticipated to unfold within the course of the upcoming days, with the formal appointment and official assignment of the new supreme leader and the subsequent announcement of his chosen name across the whole of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Actions taken by the United States of America in concert with the Israeli Zionist entity against Iran constitute nothing less than a heinous crime. Furthermore, this represents a profound betrayal at the negotiation table and a direct undermining of the diplomatic solution for the Iranian nuclear file. The assassination of His Eminence, the guide, he is not a political guide, but rather a man, a religious scholar, and a spiritual guide for the entire Islamic world and for the Shia community across the globe. This is an utterly heinous crime. Iran, the United States and President Trump will not be required to back down at the negotiating table. No, I said, we will not depend, and there will be no trust with Trump. How is it possible without mutual trust, with a complete lack of trust, without the opposing side's commitment? We demand they return to negotiations once again. I don't believe there is any message from Iran to the other side. This act of aggression is a crime, an utterly heinous and truly atrocious crime. Therefore, we are left with absolutely no other choice but to engage in legitimate self-defense. Therefore, any party or military bases at the regional level, specifically those belonging to the United States of America or the usurping Israeli entity within this region, will inevitably be subject to Iranian targeting, because this cannot be attributed to these friendly and sisterly nations. Instead, it will be considered as falling upon the territories of the United States of America.
Iran has already declared that US and Israeli military installations would face more Iranian missile and drone attacks. The Middle East war has reached a dangerous stage, and Iran has warned that it could be worse. A senior Iranian military official has now warned that the next wave of attacks on Israel and the US targets will be stronger, wider, and more relentless. Lieutenant Colonel Ibrahim Zulfikari, spokesperson for the Khatam al-Anbiya Central Headquarters, alleged that Israel attempted to hide its military resources among civilian areas, but the Iranian forces are continuing to locate and strike them. The Iranian military official said, and I quote, "The cowardly military forces and facilities of the Zionist regime have hidden in civilian and public layers, but the detection and striking of the aggressors will continue, and in the coming days, the trend of attacks will become more intense and widespread." Zulfikari claimed that the Iranian air defenses on Thursday intercepted and destroyed several advanced enemy aircraft over several regions of the country. However, no proof has been cited. The Iranian military official claimed that one F-35 fighter jet and a total of 4 advanced reconnaissance combat drones, Hermes 900 and MQ-9, in the skies over the western, southwestern and southern regions of our country were shot down. The US has denied any loss of the fighter aircraft. Israeli airstrikes pounded the capitals of Iran and Lebanon on Friday. The US is said to have struck an Iranian drone carrier at sea in its unrelenting campaign against the Islamic Republic's fleet of warships. Iran launched new retaliatory attacks in the Middle East at the end of a full week of bombardment.
The Admiral knows we have clear objectives with maximum authorities on the battlefield. The dumb, politically correct wars of the past were the opposite of what we're doing here. They had vague objectives with restrictive, minimalist rules of engagement. No more. Our authorities, his authorities, CENTCOM's authorities through the President and myself are maxed out. Our capabilities are overwhelming and gathering still, as are those of our Israeli partners. Our munitions are full up, and our will is ironclad, which means our timeline is ours and ours alone to control. As long as it takes to ensure the United States of America achieves these objectives. And as we flow more forces, and as we flow more capabilities, and as our munitions, as we're flying over the top, have even more devastating effects, we set the tempo, we set the timeline, led by the commander on the ground.
Ballistic missile attacks have decreased by 90% since day one. Drone attacks have decreased by 83% since day one. Having said this, we remain vigilant. Our strikes against the Iranian Navy have intensified. You may have heard the President say just a little while ago that we have sunk or destroyed 24 ships. That was true at the moment. We're now up over 30 ships. And in just the last few hours, we hit an Iranian drone carrier ship, roughly the size of a World War II aircraft carrier. And as we speak, it's on fire. The President gave us another task: to raise or level Iran's ballistic missile industrial base. So we're not just hitting what they have, we're destroying their ability to rebuild. And so as we transition to the next phase of this operation, we will systemically dismantle Iran's missile production capability for the future, and that's absolutely in progress. I'd also just double down on the President's comments that he previously made to the people: stay in your homes, keep things calm, stay out of the way. There's a lot of U.S. and Israeli capacity coming over. We're hitting a lot of targets. The best thing for them to do for right now is just to lay low.
However, the Trump administration officials have conceded the capabilities of Iranian Shahid attack drones in the ongoing conflict.